All right, now turn it over to Irish. Okay. Well, it's gonna be hard to match this energy. My pleasure. What's your name? Jeffrey Dunn. Jeffrey Dunn. So everything Jeffrey says aligns with everything I will say. So I'm gonna do an extension of him. But first of all, let's start from the beginning. Who am I? But for real, like, who am I? Right? But sometimes we think we know ourselves, and we think we know who we are. Like Eminem says. What does he say? I say what I say I am. I think
whatever you say I am.
I am whatever you say I am. So you are my mirror. When I look myself in the mirror, I get some ideas. But when I listen to people telling me who I am, I get other ideas.
Yeah.
What am I projecting out? Who am I to you? So just a couple of words, like, what is the first thing that comes to your head when you see me?
Man.
A man. Okay. What do you think?
Instructor.
Instructor.
Expert.
Expert. Wow. Thank you. Teacher. Teacher. Teacher? Oh, you said teacher? Okay. What about Jeffrey? What do you think I am just by looking at me?
Influencer.
Influencer. Wow, thank you. Some people would say, oh, influencer. And some people would say, oh, influencer.
Their demeanor reflects a relaxed canvas.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Family man.
Family man. Wow. Yeah, that's a new label for me. I've been married for 2 years. But I've been distant. I've been in Colombia. My family's in Colombia, and I live here in the United States. So we've only been sharing for about 7 months in person. So 7 months in person as a family man, and 2 years as a distant family man. Who else? What other opinions do you have of me? Confidence. Confidence. Wow, thank you.
You seem like a free spirit.
Okay, thank you. That sounds great. Wow, now I feel better. Wow. This elevates me. Now I'm super hyped. But, so this was me before. I used to work at a TV channel, Columbia TV channel here in New York. And I did a lot of red carpets, celebrities and stuff like that. I met 50 Cent, Matthew McConaughey, a bunch of people. This is me now. This was exactly July 18th, right here, standing right here. Oh, so the same place.
Very familiar.
Right? It's the same table. Yeah. So it's like right now, right? A little bit of a haircut because it was all a mess. And this is the future. This is going to be my future. No, but we're United Nations today, uniting the world in one institutions. Remember that story I was telling you about the barber shop with the $13,000 camera, the FX9? This is it. Heavy with a tripod. It's completely unnecessary. I'm going to show you shots with my cell phone. Bruce says that they get thought effectively and consistently coming in anti-Semitism. You must have thought it and widely understood that this bias is happening to what it is. So I just showed you some images, right? Does this confirm or deny what you just said about me? What do you think? What?
Confirms.
It confirms? You think? Yeah. So yeah, I've been in the back of the camera and I've been in front of the camera, right? It's harder to be in front of the camera. You know why, right? You feel it.
Yeah.
You feel it when you stand in front of the mirror, maybe, or in front of other people, maybe. But how do I challenge that? How do I push myself to do that? I put myself in front of the camera. I have a camera on me 24/7. Because nowadays, you have a camera in front of you 24/7. Security cameras, inactive cameras, everything could be used on social media. Maybe you're in the background of a super viral video, or maybe you're the subject of a super viral videos, right? We fall, we make mistakes, we are there, right? So how do we become the main characters that we are? The main characters of our own movie. I want to become the main character of my own movie, and I'm making constantly. I even have camera on me right now. These are cameras. These are the Meta Ray-Bans, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten them. This is not a recommendation. Buy the Meta. No, this was a gift, and I didn't know I needed them until I got them. Because now I can record myself getting my cameras and setting up my work and showing how I do stuff.
Amazing.
Wow, hands-free,
Yeah.
right? So I just go, hey Meta, record a video, and it's recording right now. Wow.
So yeah, blast.
It's good.
It doesn't violate your privacy because it tells you that I'm recording right now, right? Sometimes it's hard when you go to Medellin because in Medellin, people like to take your stuff. And if you want to get evidence of the person who stole your stuff, you cannot tell Meta to record the video because it's going to tell them it's an expensive pair of glasses, so they're going to take your glasses too.
Yeah.
So I gotta tell Mark Zuckerberg to fix this. Like, here you go, stealth mode or something like that. So I found something out in this process. I've been behind the camera for so long, and I was looking at the person in front of the camera, and I was like, "Did you see how I arrived here? I had a kit with a tripod." A backpack with my laptop, and I had a kit full of gear for video. That is how I roll everywhere. Wow. Right? And I kept seeing that the person in front of the camera was just with a notebook, strolling around the city, looking nice and clean, right? And getting paid double and triple what I got paid. What was the difference? I was making more of the effort, and they were getting paid more. The difference is they are being shown. They are being seen. They are developing a brand, right? What is the difference between Ben Affleck and 50 Cent and the actors, Matthew McConaughey? I can't remember names because I'm so nervous. But the difference is every time they come up in a movie, they are piling up a story on top of their brand, right? So that's why every movie they make is even more expensive to put them in. They are accumulating brand. Every time they are recognized and being seen, they are being more valuable to the people who see them, right? They are developing brand. So that's why all of a sudden you hear The Rock coming out with tequila, and they sell the company for $2 billion the next day. You see a person like Ryan Reynolds, who starts a mobile company and sell it for 1 point something million, right? Because they developed the brand, they launched something, they made it famous too, they sell it for more value, right? And then I get this phenomenon. Like 3 or 4 years ago, this 90-year-old lady, she was married to a 99-year-old guy. They were happy together. They had the most amazing life. For 35 years, they travel around the world. And they are rich. They live in a $20-something million house in Manhattan. He died in 2021. He was 100. And then she was left alone. They were always together, right? So her son says to my friend is the one who was leading the project, hey, let's do a continuing project for my mother. And my friend got an idea of taking one of the family videos that we made and put it out a little chunk in TikTok. 250,000 views. Because the least thing you expect is a 98-year-old lady on TikTok, right? So it's like counterintuitive, right? And it blew up on his account. So my friend, her son, my friend's friend, said, let's start social media for her. And we did. Last night I was preparing this presentation. I wanted to know how many followers she had. 281,000 followers. Last time I talked to my friend, they were getting 10 million people a month on her account. And if you do a little bit of math conversion there, in social media world, we talk about a 1% to a 4% conversion rate. So if we do a 1% of a 10 million people traffic, we got a lot of people, right? I was being pessimistic, and I said, hey, why don't we try measuring 0.5%? Let's say 0.5% of those 10 million buy a $5 product. Whatever you say. Let's say a t-shirt, a bag, whatever. If we do the math, $5 times 10,000 people is $50,000 a month. With just 281,000 followers. It took us a year to get these numbers, right? So I said, okay, this looks cool. This is growing. I was being part of the project. They even gave me these glasses. Her son was the one who gave me these glasses. And they gave me a message. Thank you for being part of this wonderful project. And I was happy, right? I was part of something big. Then I was getting some headache problems, and I said, I can't go through the health system in the United States. I want to go to Colombia and get some tests done. And I had some problems. Not head problems, but I had some cysts. And I had to stay a little bit longer. And they said, okay, we don't have more budget for you. You're out of the project. Oh, wow. So my main source of income got cut right there. I had some projects. I had my friend Andres. He's one of my clients. I work with him. We are allies. We are associates, right? We develop projects together. But that wasn't enough. I needed at least 5 or 10 clients to be sustained. This was making the budget, and I got it cut. And I was in Colombia, and I couldn't come back, right? And that brought me to something that didn't work this time. Okay. So I learned from Dorothy some things. And I like to learn from every situation I live, right? Like, take the best out of any situation. So what I learned from Dorothy was, test your story. Try it out. The thing you just did some minutes ago, yeah. Test it. Tell it to a friend. Tell it to your mother. Tell it to your brother. Tell it to your partner, your children, right? See how they react. Change the story around and see what's the best version of that. What gets more claps? What gets laughs? Or what gets money? Right? Ingest information. Consume information related to what you are interested in. And isolate the rest. The rest is something that is going to distract you. Your main focus is develop that story, right? Share, iterate, and polish. So she would, in the morning, get up, read the newspaper, look on social media, watch the internet newspapers, whatever. She would even do the word puzzle on, what's that name? The puzzle that they do on New York Times? Wordle? Wordle. Yeah, she would do the Wordle every day. She would do every day the Wordle. So she would keep her head active. And she would tell the stories to at least 10 people during the day. She would call someone, did you hear about what Biden said? Did you hear about this? And she would get the story together. The next call, she would perfect it, like polish it, retry it, right? And then at 6 p.m., she would have some kind of gathering at night. Dinner, social event, get out, whatever. And she would perform the story. She had been trying during the whole day. And she would be a star. She was a star. Right? She is. She's still around. Okay. So why did the bad comedian go to the open mic?
Make the guitar sit.
That's right. Get booed. You have to try out. You have to be ridiculous sometimes. And one of my favorite phrases that my friend Andres says is, be comfortable, be uncomfortable. Because that's the only way you can push your limits and be comfortable trying new things. All right? Oh, and I also met a comedian. You know who he is, right?
This is hopefully gives you a more nuanced view to making the right.
Also, test your presentations. So all these things led me to getting some keys out of this guy. Do you know this guy? Does anyone know this guy? No? Well, Andres knows him because I've told a lot about him. He calls him my Jesus. What did he just say?
I know of him. I actually follow him on Instagram, but I always forget his name.
Okay. His name is Alex Ormozy. And he is the weirdest guy because when he appeared on my social media, I was like, vest, tank top, shorts, cap, long hair, beard. Oh, wait. No, but actually, I changed my look after him. I don't know if I'm trying to copy him, but no. Well, his father is Iranian, and his father is a very demanding person, and he turned out to be super strict, like super rigid, and he wants to do stuff, and he's analytical and all this. And I didn't give him a chance until I hear something that he said. And this is going to be tricky, because that was the mistake I did before. And it's a mistake that we all do. And this is what he's going to say right now.
Picks to making the most money. I love this style, but I just try and do the things that the data suggests that you like the most. I'll do what you guys want so that I can hopefully transfer the skills that I have to you faster. So he asked the lady, he says, okay, so what would make you not want to invest in this? And she says, well, I don't have the money. And he said, well, you probably don't have the money because you've been paying a really expensive bill every single year. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, right now, you've been paying $950,000 a year. Not knowing how to make $1 million. He said, this is the cost of your ignorance. This is the debt that you carry for the rest of your life until you learn how to make $1 million.
What do you think?
You reminded me of my dad.
That's a kick in the teeth.
Oh, yeah?
When I remember my dad used to then entrepreneur. And he's always pressuring me like, what are you gonna do? It's like, I know you have the skill, but you have a coach. And what he just said is that the cost of your ignorance, those words were told to me yesterday.
Yeah. So how does this hit? Does it hit hard, or does this open your mind? Because we could have both versions, right? Like the picture you just showed us. Mm-hmm. You could have both versions. You could say, "Oh, that's ridiculous," or "That makes total sense." How does it feel to you? How would you feel about that phrase? How would you feel about that phrase?
Well, it hit hard because I feel like the last 5 years I probably missed my opportunity on a lot of things to make $1 million, right?
$1 million?
$1 million.
Okay.
Not $1 billion yet. Just by networking opportunities and staying within my own shell and not exploring other things outside of myself.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you?
It hit hard. I was just actually telling my boyfriend yesterday that I feel like I'm everywhere doing everything and not monetizing everything that's happening. And so, yes, it hit hard for me.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it hit really hard for me because it felt like I was, I don't want to say stupid, but like I wasn't doing what I needed to do. It like kicked me in the ass.
Okay.
That's what it really did.
I just want to bounce back. Like, it's not that we're stupid, because when we feel, I hate when people ridiculize people for not knowing something. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you don't know how to spell that?
Mm-hmm.
End that with yet. Mm-hmm. Right? Yet is the better ending to that phrase, right? I didn't know that. Yet. Right? I don't know how to make $1 million. Yet. Right? When am I going to make time to make $1 million?
Baby.
Now or not yet?
Now.
Now, right? Okay, what about you? How did it hit?
Yeah, so I know, I don't know if it hit hard because I went through it already.
Okay.
I'm actually coming out of it.
Oh, nice.
I actually spent, like, my career before this was a big opera career, and I spent my time listening to everyone put me in this box for so long when I had it from the beginning. And then they kept telling me things, and I actually went lower and lower. And then now I'm finally building up, and I started something else that more attains towards me. So
Nice.
I totally get it.
Nice. Super. What about you?
It hit because it actually, that's why I left corporate last year. I was a senior PM for engineering firm, and I said, there's a ceiling there.
Yeah.
So I left and now I'm ready for that million and more.
You know how I feel when I'm part of a big boat? Let's call it. I feel like I'm rowed. Like in the Viking era, when you're like, you don't know where you're going, but you're rowing. And who knows where you're going? The captain. And he's steering that, what do you call it? The
wheel.
The wheel. He's steering it. He knows where he's going or not. And you're just rowing. And that's your job. Just rowing without knowing where you're going, right? That's how I felt. And I don't want to be the rower. If I have to row, I gotta know where I'm going. That's the way, right? What about you?
I feel like I'm stuck on the learn because I'm still a rower, right?
Yeah.
So I have a full-time job,
Yeah.
and that's kind of keeping us afloat. And here we are trying to, really do something different and do something that we love with our gym.
Mhm.
But it's like I need to jump shift somewhere because
Yeah.
it's just not working.
Or just get a plank of wood and start rowing that plank of wood, right? And you find another plank and put it together and start building out your big ship, right? What about you?
It was good because I've been through that in like your examples, the rowing, and that was the same thing. I had a job, right? I left it, and now for the past 3 years, I've been focused on the business, and for the past years, it's kind of like now without knowing which direction I was going, so now everything's kind of flooding into place. And I'm not chasing this, chasing that. Everything is just, hey, can you do this for me? Hey, we'll have this for you. Wait, it's just like, and I tell everybody, I don't even know how I got here, but I got here. And now it's just the build up, what are you doing or how are you preparing to go to the next level?
Nice. That makes me feel what I feel when people say manifest, right? Yeah. Manifest your future. Who here manifests? Okay, you manifest. Okay, so what happens is, and this hit me hard. I was talking to a friend, Raul Peñaranda, a fashion designer. We were at Bryant Park, and I was recording with my phone, talking to them. And I said, well, when people say manifest and think it and make it happen, it's because they have it in their nature to think it and make it happen. Because they have that precise system you told me. I think, I say, that it gets done, right? Because you have your system in place. Because you have someone who you tell this and they go do it. Because you have someone who you influence to get things done. It's not just, I think and it gets done. No, I think and someone goes and does that thing, right? Because actions have to be taken. You manifest, you put your goal there on the board, and you move your pieces to make that happen, right? Because if it's not magic, it's action, right? Mm-hmm. Who's next? Who wants to, what about you?
Me?
Yep, whatever.
Okay. I would say it opened my mind because I went through it already.
Mm-hmm.
And like you just said, 2 years ago, someone told me I have a shop in Newark,
Mm-hmm.
and I was making less than $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I was commenting to this person, and I said, for the next 2 years, I want to make $1 million. And he said, that's impossible. Because going from less than $500,000 to $1 million, that's impossible. So I said, I just said to myself, I want to show you that nothing is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
2 years later, I make more than $1 million.
Nice.
And just this year, last week, I signed a contract with William Company.
Wow.
And like you said, we have to put ourselves out there. I wasn't doing it because because I was saying, like, who cares? But like, talking seriously, we need to put ourselves out there, because this company, I wasn't expecting that. They actually saw what I was doing, who I am. They check on everything. I'm small, and they came to me. I didn't go to them.
You're not
They
that
came
small.
to me.
So you're not that small. You're standing out.
Yes. So when
As you imagine.
they came to my shop last week, and they just start talking what they have and all the stuff, what they offer. They would start training us to work on the electrical cars. So, and when I start saying who we are, and he says, we know who you are. We just came to see and learn more, a little bit more about your business.
Nice.
So, that basically, it's been, I know where I wanted to be, and I'm working towards there.
Yeah.
I hit the $1 million. Now I wanted to hit the $10 million. And that's the way I'm working on.
Yeah.
So what I'm just going to say is basically that I went through already, and that opened my mind. Now that I'm talking to you, I'm thinking and what I'm going to be doing next.
Exactly. And that's the importance of expressing yourself. That is the importance of putting it into your mind, into your mouth. There is something that I heard from a Jewish guy on social media. In Hebrew, which translates to ancient languages, right? How did people express the world? How did people understand the universe? There's two parts of this. When people from ancient languages used to talk about the universe, they would say earth and heaven, right? Because that's all they knew. They didn't know there was anything beyond what we see. They didn't know there was something covering the thing we see, which is the sky, we call it. The heavens was that, beyond. Now we know it's the universe, right? So when they were saying earth and heaven, they were talking about the universe. And there's another part. They say the word, now I'm not sure because I'm not a Hebrew, I don't speak Hebrew, but this is what they say. The word means create. So when you speak, you create, because you're putting it from idea to reality, right? And that is the importance of putting our thoughts in a presentation. That is the idea, the importance of writing your ideas and then speeching, turning it into a speech and then turning it into a pitch. Because once you're ready, the next thing is opportunity, right? The chance. Because once you have this poem in your mouth, once you can speak it word by word, syllable by syllable, you just need the person, the key, the chance to make it happen. A team, an investor, an associate, which you can share this idea with, and then it happens. Because now you have the system to make it happen, right? And that takes me to another thing. I speak too much, but I'm going to keep with the idea. I forgot. Oh yeah. So when you think about traveling some distance, let's say you want to get a mile ahead, right? I think you've heard about this, right? You want to get to a mile in a distance, like get to a mile, right? You say, well, it's not that far. I'll walk. Let's say that mile is, I don't know, $10, right? This converted to money. Now I want to travel, I don't know, 10 miles. Would you walk? Or would you take a car, a bus, or a train? What would you choose to travel 10 miles?
Depends on the $10 distance.
Exactly. How much and how fast, right? So let's say I need to travel 10 miles today. Now, in the next half an hour, how would I get there? Car, right?
Or a train.
Or a train. But let's say you have to travel 1,000 miles.
Take the airplane.
right? So now you're not thinking about car, you're not thinking about a taxi or an Uber. You got to think about a private jet.
I was literally thinking about a jet. Oh my God.
Right? So it depends on your objective, what tools you use. So if you want to get to 100,000, you need different tools if you need to get to 1 million, right? So where are you gonna go?
Well, I'm getting to the 10 million now.
Exactly. So now you got to 1 million, and you got there by, I don't know, train, by bus, whatever. How are you going to get to the 10 million? Because it's going to be even 10 times what it took you to get 1 million. Are you going to do 10 times what you just did? Or are you going to use different tools to get you to 10 million?
Different tools.
10x, they call it, right? Okay, let's get some other opinions. What did you feel?
About the
Yeah.
account. I don't feel like it was for me, I don't feel like it was a big aha moment.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm look at things in the perspective of like investments. I'm always looking around and seeing dollar signs in either ideas, locations, places.
Right.
And my biggest issue is time and energy. So I want to clone myself so I can I and I need to focus on what's going to get me to where I need to be first so I can support my other ideas.
Okay. There's a book called Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. Buy Back Your Time. And it talks exactly about what you just said, clone myself. So Buy Back Your Time talks about how can you get other people to do what you do, at least to 80%, 70%. Imagine having 10 of you doing 70% of what you do.
Oh, wow.
Right? Quicker. Because you can do what you do in a week with 10 people, you can do what you do in a year. In 1 week. And that has a 10x impact. Right? You like, it's hard for me to talk about this because I'm the kind of person who in school I would do my homework and then they would say, hey, let's team up. And team up would mean working with people who are lazy, working with people who wouldn't commit. And I would say, this is not for me. I don't have the patience to work with you. And I would just put my name on there, do the whole thing, and say, yeah, they work with me, right? I pulled everyone around. I'd rather work alone. But that made me work alone. So 1x what I did. 1x all my life, right? If I knew the ability of working with people, I would 10x. Yeah.
Well, just makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that for me, it happened the opposite because when we wanted to study, whether it was math, high school, whatever it was, the people that wanted to team up were the people that were interested in going to the next level. Or the people that were lazy, they would never show up.
Exactly.
On a Saturday night, on a Sunday morning, to meet up for 3 hours, and whether we were talking or actually doing work, but the commitment was there from those people that
you were lucky. That is something that we don't account for, and it's our environment. Right. The fact that there were more of you means your environment is different. Right. The problem with me is there weren't any more of me. People were not interested, right? So, or I'm just a different kind. Like, we don't match with everyone, right? We don't have the same chemistry, and like, it's a statistic exercise. You find different types of people in a different group, right? You can take samples of different people and you find like similar things that you have chemistry with, and some things that you're not for it, right? So in my case, I wouldn't find those people. And the people that I would have like social interaction with, they weren't so interested in getting ahead. In Colombia, I grew up in Colombia. Colombia is a very party-interested country. And I think the difference is the harsh environments. In Colombia, there's no harsh environment whatsoever. So you don't have to fight for winter. There's no winter. You never die from dehydration. and you never die from freezing. So you never have to push harder. That was my problem, right? That was my personal problem too. Since 2017, I was that person. I was overachieving, doing great. I got into video, and there were no video people in Colombia. Well, there were, but not at the range I was. And there was like almost nobody who I could share with these interests of getting ahead, these interests of saving money, having a better future. And all the influence was, let's drink tonight. Let's drink tonight meant drink all night. And I had to get away from that, right? What about you? What did you think?
Just give me some I think I have what you want to talk about, but I need some concept because I was not there. So give me some concept.
Did you watch this video?
I didn't, but if you don't, but it.
Okay, so basically it says our biggest, this is the way I put it, because this is what I tell myself. My biggest mistake is costing me $1 million by not knowing how to make $1 million. We call it the ignorance tax. And I want to clarify, ignorance is not a bad word. Ignorance, well, as I said before, comes with yet. Like I don't know Paris yet. I don't know how to make $1 million yet. Right?
So for me, I've always known I can make money.
Okay.
I've always had that opportunity. I made it for corporate America, and I could always do it. Like there's never like a thought.
We need to talk.
I'm sorry. No, like in my mind, I live a very kind of lifestyle.
Nice.
Which means basically I live abundantly, exceedingly above my needs and wants.
Oh my God.
I always see
that.
Give you a shivers.
That's aha right there.
So my company made Barrel Up, which means to create from nothing. So creation begins here. So this rodeo show of my life now is the sum of all my learned experience.
Wow.
So I'm at a place now that I could see. I don't manifest because I believe God has a purpose with everything. So I believe God manifested.
You're pre-manifested.
Correct. With only my purpose.
Exactly.
So I cut a relationship off June 14th of this year.
Okay.
That cost me $274,000 worth of profit.
Wow.
I walked away.
Yeah.
That day I left here, I was really pissed, crying to God and said, that's not how you created me. This is not it. And I did a bid. I'm just into thinking about it.
Yeah.
I did a bid. I said, Lord, you don't put the numbers. I'm not going to get picked.
Wow.
60 days later, I replaced it, 1.4 million of it. So that's how I live. I don't always know what to do. I still don't know how I'm going this because I have never been as poor as I am right now. But because I believe that all the things work for the good of whatever happens, I'm just walking and saying,
So you can do that.
Oh, that gives me
That's right.
Absolutely.
wow.
So that's how I live.
Nice.
So with that, I just feel like wherever you are, if you seek goodness and you're gonna do good and you have a purpose, it'll come to you. And I really try, like even people that hurt me, sometimes I see them and I say, poor, you're full soul, because I was placed in front of you for goodness.
Actually, say thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna say thank you, because I don't know talk like that. Thank you, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I say tuition paid.
Okay, yeah, that's actually
Paid.
Yeah.
That's the word. I said tuition paid. So
Nice.
I look at it as Ivy League tuition, 274 Harvard tuition paid.
Nice.
June 14.
Nice.
So now, which means that I no longer want a partner. And I know people would always want to be partners with me, but I just look at you and said, okay, sure. Okay doesn't mean yes or no.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you gotta test the waters. You know,
Oh,
try
I'm not
it.
gonna test the water. I just say,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. I don't want a partner. No, I know that for sure because I know what I put into,
Nice.
and I know I need to replicate people like-minded like me. Once I do that, the 10x, the 100x, I don't even want that. I just want to have a purpose that fulfill my mom's legacy.
It's the most important.
And that is it. If that works, and it's 10 million, great. If it's 100 million, great. But it needs to fill a purpose.
Exactly.
If it does that, I'm.
That's the line of it. Like that is the strongest line that you have to have. Okay, what about you? What did you think?
Fun.
I said about Jared.
That's about what it was.
I'm in another dimension now.
It actually was a good indicator to actually maybe pat myself on the back because I definitely been there before. So that's just well past that now. So
Nice. Excellent.
Wait, I didn't hear.
from the video, I said it was a good indicator for me, and it's like pat on my back because I've been here before, and I see that I'm not in that state.
So lesson learned.
Yeah, so
Nice.
We should be.
Nice. What about you?
it was it's what I always think of. Like I know that I'm capable. I know it's in reach, so it wasn't too much of an eye opener. It's capable.
Nice.
It's in me over and over and over again. So
Exactly. That is the most important thing. Knowing that you can. And acting on it. Right? What about you?
It's a reminder of stubborn approach that I shouldn't take in where we can die. When you're reminded of when it comes to you.
There's a couple of people on my social media. I have like perfect algorithm of motivation. Like I get into my Instagram and it's like, do it now.
Yeah, same.
Go reach it. Right? And there's these guys. There's two guys. I don't remember the other guy's name, but one is John. I forget his name too. I'm very bad with names. It's this motivation guy. He says, I forget. Jim Rohn.
Jim Rohn, yeah.
Because I always read it, I never hear it, so I don't know how to pronounce it. Jim Rohn. And this other guy, there's a guy that's similar to him and from the same era. What is
Earl Nightingale.
Well, yeah.
He comes out of that.
One of these guys, he says, get into your mind this phrase, I do it now. Not later. I do it now. Whatever it is, do it now. Right? Because when we wait, we're opening opportunity for some emerging event. We always have something happening. We always have something to overcome. We always have a problem to solve.
Eric Thomas, another motivational speaker, uses now is no opportunity wasted.
Exactly.
So that's how you have to think about every present moment.
Exactly. So once we choose what to do, we are deciding not to do other things, right? So we make a decision and we are ignoring the others. And some of those others are those 10x opportunities.
can I share something?
Yeah, of course.
So I was just, let me judge our breath. I was just
Running
writing
a
down
mile.
what you said, create from nothing. Radical faith is what I was hearing. And I just got the call that the film that I executive produced, LeBron James' team wants to talk to us. Yeah. I've been questioning, what did I make the right moves? Did I make the right investment? You all know our organization. I've been fundraising, trying to save it. We don't know what comes from it, but it's just the walking out on faith and believing that it resonates with me now more than ever. Just FYI, because they said you got to be on alert.
Wow.
Nice.
Be tested on you ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Exactly.
I'm ready. Tuition paid.
I have something about arrogance.
Yeah.
Arrogance is the idea you have. Procrastination is the arrogance you think God has going to give you more time to do what you think.
Yes.
Oof.
You can say that again.
My mother used to say that in French, so I'm trying to translate. That's the procrastination is the arrogance to think you're going to have time to do what you're supposed to do today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's arrogant.
Beautiful. So I have a thing, I'm trying to translate this into my own understanding. All these ideas, I'm trying to make my not understanding self understand these ideas. Because it's hard to make it happen inside you. Like you could, okay, I get that. Do it. Like what's the first step? What's the second step? How do I put myself there? So I'm trying to constantly elaborate these metaphors and analogies for my instinct to get there, for my instinct to act on it, right? So what I think of opportunity is, as you were saying, you've been missing opportunities, right? Opportunities are everywhere.
Yeah,
There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity. Every second is an opportunity.
And it's when you see them and you miss them, and that's the problem.
Ignorance.
Ignorance.
Because we don't know how it looks. We don't know how the opportunity looks, what color it is, what shape it comes in, what envelope it's hidden in, what rock is it under, right? So what I tell myself is, if opportunity rings the bell, Mr. Opportunity rings the bell, what do I have to do? Ignore it?
And open the door.
Or you walk yourself to the door, look into the peeping hole, you see the opportunity, and you open the door so the opportunity sees you.
Yeah.
So you don't only have to see the opportunity has to see you. It's both ways. You are not the only player in the game. We are all constantly acting, and those actions are bouncing one another, right? And it's creating this network of actions, waves and ripples, that we can favor our situation or go against it. What about you? What did you think about the video?
It definitely hit home for me.
Yeah.
I think at times I'm in the process of overcoming survivor's remorse. I grew up in the projects of Newark. I was the first entrepreneur in my family to graduate college. I envision this life I have today before 40, to be married, have a beautiful family,
Nice.
and have success. But sometimes I'm hard on myself because I'm not a millionaire yet. And I lost a lot of family and friends with this mindset. And for me, I was always trying to bring everybody with me.
It's heavy.
It's very heavy. So I'm still learning to let go and just focus on being in environments like this. It kind of uplifts me, and it's just that reminder to just keep going.
Nice.
Yeah.
It feels like carrying a ton with a little strand, right? Like you're pulling too hard and they're pulling back. Like it's so hard.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe I'm gonna sound selfish,
It's okay.
but it happened after many years about thinking about the rest. And not you. Now you have your wife and you have a handsome son.
Yes.
We have. I'm sorry to say this, but you have to think about she and your son. That's it. Like I said, for me it was hard to let that go. I had to, because it was hurting me more than I was hurting myself.
Yeah.
You can't help. And it came to 2018 that I was like, okay, I was on the floor and nobody was there. Here was only my husband. So that's what I'm saying. Your wife and your kid. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. No, I'm not saying you don't forget about it. No. It's just that this is when you're main.
Exactly.
That's it.
When you're on the plane, they say put oxygen in your mask.
Oh, yourself
Yourself first. Absolutely.
Yes.
Dude, I want to say first of all,
I'm so proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all, and I thank you for just bringing it out, because do y'all feel the greatness in this class?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, so it's not just the course, it's not just the expert, it's your presence. And you all have stories, and you're all inspiring each other. Say to your neighbor, we're all millionaires.
We all
Every one of us. And listen, now more importantly, I want y'all to believe that.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Now I want to just what you're saying. When I was in my 20s, I said I want to be a billionaire by the time I'm 30.
Same.
Check this out. I had 5 properties, over $1 million worth of properties, 250,000 net worth. That was, again, damn near, 30 years ago. And got divorced.
Aye.
That was
Then I said, no, it's okay, I'm gonna be about my best friend. And then I said, I need to chill out a little bit. I need to have some balance in my life. And then I had some God in my life, and basically, the problems we have, the challenges we have, makes you stronger. Mm-hmm. It made me the man I was when I went through my divorce. Because I had nothing. It was all taken from me. And I built it. I built it from the ground up. And I want to say to you, everybody, that I did it, but I didn't do it alone. And God said, I'm going to show you didn't do it alone. I was with you. But now you need to know me. And I did that, and I did that, and I forgot about the business. And I went through a marriage, 20 years, and I got another divorce. Because I was out of balance. But then, again, went to that thing and paid some tuition. Paid some real tuition. Some Yale and some Harvard. And basically, after that, I got into a situation, I met somebody who was going through some stuff at the same time. And we built each other the same way.
Nice.
And we became the best versions of ourselves. And now I am a millionaire.
Nah,
I'm going to have somebody who's worthy of the season I'm in.
yeah.
We go through seasons. Mm-hmm. And some people are not meant to go through all the seasons. But you don't become the oak tree because of one season. You become the oak tree because of many seasons for many years.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
What about Andres? What did you? Well, Andres knows the phrase, but tell us what you're thinking about.
About what? About the
You don't make $1 million until you know how to make $1 million.
well, for me, it was more about overcoming fear. So, for example, when I met Andres the first time, I remember, based on previous experiences, I tried to have my script on what I wanted him to do. And when he came over, I remember we sat down and I was explaining him how I needed help in my marketing. And this guy was like, this is all wrong. And I was like, just looking at him, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? He's like, I will be the one who pays you to do this job, and you're telling me that I'm supposed to change all of this? But at the end, he helps me understand like how marketing actually runs. And especially for me, since I'm in accounting, it's like all serious and all tied up and stuff like that. And we know there's a lot of people telling you how to do stuff the majority of the time, and you technically like listen to them instead of like follow what is needed or just follow the flow. And boom, hit this guy and be like, you don't need to be tied up. You don't need to. We don't need like this Hollywood production for your reels. Just be natural. Just be you. Just be da 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 da. Once I learned that, we completely changed the market and everything. And in fact, I want to share something with you. There's one reel we did, and it's about tax season, and it's about the
Cheesy?
No,
Which one?
The auction.
Oh yeah.
You know, in tax season, the majority of the people go to one office to another office and see who gets them more money.
Yeah.
So we made a reel out of it, just making fun of it. And the funny story about it is that the people who interact on that reel was my mother and her friend. And we play around just doing the auction guy, but this was one of the things that helped me boost my marketing. And I didn't realize, because I was more like into the type of just be in front of the screen trying to tell the numbers around and blah 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 blah, and people doesn't care about that.
That's the person I spoke about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you, but I was let you.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Well, the thing is, this process of becoming is the process we need to develop to put into our marketing. Marketing is not something you fake, right? Marketing is something you are. Because people read it. People read into it. People know when you're faking. People know when you're interested in something, right? So when you put your image out there that I want to take your money, people won't be as interested. But when they know you are trying to help, with your purpose, when you're putting your purpose out there, and okay, let's exchange this money because I got to pay bills, that becomes more strong. So when you take this passion of yours, when you become this person you want to be, and you project it out there, it's like a superpower, we call it nowadays. It's your superpower which you're showing, and you don't have to convince anyone. Right? You're just being. You're just radiating this energy of yourself. So you become magnetic. Yeah? People reach out to you. People want what you have. And because you have so much demand, you have the privilege of saying, okay.
Okay,
Right?
either yes or no.
It doesn't mean yes or no, right? So you have the privilege of choosing what you do, and if it benefits you or not, if you're going to take the risk or not, if you want to stay in your job. Like, being in a job is not bad. It's part of our ways, right? I've been in many jobs, and I want to be in a job where I can expand. Give me room to expand. Like, can I move my arms? Can I dance here? Right? I don't dance, but can I do my stuff? And my last job, the Colombian TV channel, I wanted to take that place over. Like, they hired me as a camera operator, and I became editor, translator, voice over from English to Spanish for all the male voices. I translated the female voices, sent over the text to Colombia. They recorded the voiceover. They sent it back. I would edit it. I would add creative editing. I would do all these stuff for the same salary, and it didn't matter how much I did. It wouldn't break that scene. And I was doing overtime, and I wasn't even telling them what I was doing. I was like, here it is. Here it is. Have my magic. Have my creativity. And that ceiling didn't raise. And we were 5 people in an office in New York, and I was the least paid. So, and then I said, okay, I need a better computer for this. And I'm working 24/7, basically, on this computer. I would even connect on a remote desktop from my house and keep on working. Wow. So I said, I need a better computer. It costs about $7,500. Oh, no, we don't have money for that. But we're going to remodel this whole rented office.
Nobody comes to
$18,000.
Get the heck out.
Change floors, paint the whole thing. $18,000. What were you producing? Were you producing video, or were you producing visits? Right? So there I knew I was rowing the wrong boat. And I needed to create my own. And at that point, I was in this high. I was the highest I've been. I was looking at my investments. This was 2021, before the market crash, or during the market crash, because there was more opportunities there too. I was looking at my investment account. $600, $1,000 in a day. I was investing a little bit of crypto, a lot of stocks, exchange indexes, and it would pop up $600, $1,000. I made like $10,000 on Tesla investments. And I was getting 180 a day in this place where I had to commute for 2.5 hours to 4 hours, depending on New Jersey Transit. So I was doing half a shift to get to a place to work 8 to 10 hours a day or more for $180. And I was just waking up and I had $600 in my account. What was best? So I was putting all this energy, and they weren't willing to invest back, right? So I had to abandon ship, right? And that's when I understand this.
Where's that boat now?
It's sinking. But this is what I tell myself all the time. Like, I have a video on my TikTok where a friend of ours, the reason I met Anastasia, I was showing her about some microphones. And I was like, connecting the microphone. She was asking me questions like, and how do you, oh no, but that's the problem. And that's this, and no, I need that. And I was trying to connect the lavalier microphone to the microphone pack. And it wouldn't work because I just got them in the mail. So I was just trying them out as I was showing them. And I was connecting it, and I said, oh, wait. And she goes, fail. I'm like, I haven't failed yet. Because I haven't stopped trying. Right?
Except
You get on your plank, you start getting more planks, sometimes it crumbles down. But then you learn what kinds of screws you need to keep it together, right? So because of the drop they made from this lady, the 90-year-old lady, I learned that I can't put so much investment out. I have to put a lot of investment in.
yeah.
Right? I put a lot of my future in the hands of somebody else. There was a bad investment. It's like building your own boat and putting all the gold in another ship. Right? So I need to put the gold in my ship, make the gold hold the ship together, right? That's what I learned. And that's what I learned from this guy. This guy, he tells this story. He was sitting on $3 million. So this is his story. He was sitting on $3 million in his bank account, watching TV, anonymous, completely unknown. He turns on the TV, he sees Kylie Jenner just became a billionaire at 17. Yeah? The Rock just became a billionaire after all his acting and buying companies and selling. Like this. And he says, wait, so I'm a millionaire. I don't have anything different from these people. Why ain't I a billionaire? And he saw the difference. They were in front of the camera. They were being seen. They were being attractive to those opportunities. It's not about being sexy. Well, it helps. Because you have to be realistic. Like, I don't know, Taylor Swift looks great in a bikini. I don't. Right? So she's going to be more magnetic. Right?
It's going to be a hit.
That's because my OnlyFans account is secret. But they say, I have a lot of gay friends, and they say I would be a hit. They call me what they call a bear. Like there's a bear category, and they would tell me, "Hey, come with us to a bar or something." I'm like, no. I don't want to be a hit bear. I want to be a hit somewhere else. Hopefully, so yeah.
Nuance
If you don't mind, we'd like to take a 5-10 break.
Yeah.
So that we're, refreshed and
Of course.
fully concentrate on everything that you're sharing with them. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah.
So guys, cool.
Are we refreshed? Mm-hmm. Delicious or not?
Very.
So where were we? Did we get all the opinions of everyone? Yeah? Okay. So basically, not knowing how to make $1 million is our biggest cost. And this is it. It's like a maze. Right? This is me. This is $1 million. And I just gotta run the maze. Right? And it's like a game. You try, you don't get it, try again. Like we are so good. Who likes games? You like games? What kind of games?
Golf.
Golf? Okay, so I don't know how you swing. You swing once and you don't get it, you try again. Mm-hmm. You swing another, and you try 100 times, thousands of times.
Oh, my kid.
They swing 1,000 times to get $1 million. What happened?
I don't like gyms.
You don't like games? Well, that is more important. Because you can see it as you want. You can see it as a game, or you can see it as life.
Mm-hmm. I see that life.
Exactly. So, like what I do is I try to translate into analogies and metaphors so we can connect what I'm saying, right? So for you, it's not a game. For you, it's something serious. For you, it's life, right? And there's this guy in my life. I do a podcast with him. His name is Raúl Peñaranda. I mentioned him before. He's a fashion designer from Colombia in New York, and he's in the middle of it. He's mentioned by Vogue. He's mentioned by all the big brands. He's been in Fox News. He's been called the king of Fashion Week, right? And he is this guy that I want to learn a lot from because he's billing about $10 million a year out of 2 collections a year.
Wow.
And he's making magic. And I want to learn how to make his magic in my world, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm in constant conversation with him. So for him, he has a very beautiful phrase. There is no plan B. It's his plan A.
Yeah, wait.
And I have that problem. I have plan A, B, C, D, all the way until double Z, triple. I put more digits in it. Like, I have this plan A of a camera, I have that plan B, which I didn't turn on. And that's why I need a plan B, because I'm so distracted with different plans that I don't focus on plan A, right? So plan A has to be our main focus. It's not a game. I say it's a game, but just to make it understand that we can try again. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying, Kiss, like what you're still, because that's how I live. From
Yeah.
Plan A till plan B. But I find it hard to mitigate understanding how people tell you you have to have multiple streams of income. So it's almost like my multiple streams of income. It's almost like my plan B. And it's kind of hard to focus on plan A. So how do you distinguish between the two and what to focus on?
You want to pitch in or?
I'm sorry.
No. You know, from my point of view, is basically it's your choice. It's your style. Okay. I can't make that decision for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are people. I just saw 1,000 people who have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I know the people who do the A. And all I say is, know you, be authentic, and go what works for you. That's all I can say.
Okay, so I've been in different situations in my life. I had multiple plans, and now I'm in. This is it. This is your chance. This is your plan A, and there's nothing else. And this is part of my plan A, right? So, because I talked to Raúl Peñaranda and he said there's no plan B, I said, oh, this is interesting. So there's that option too. I can just pitch for my plan A. And what happens is you make your plan A so big that it starts dripping. You fill your plan A as a bucket. Your bucket of plan A drips. It starts spilling results. And you start filling plan B, plan C, plan B.
Good.
So excess. Excess is the solution, right? When we 10x, when we 100x, when we 1,000x, we are filling our buckets to an unmeasurable amount. And that becomes our, let's call it our safety spots. So we fill in, let's talk in money. We fill in our 6 months of budget. We fill in our 2 years of budget. And everything beyond 6 months you can invest. Invest in different venues. But as, what's your name again?
Oswaldo.
Oswaldo? As Oswaldo says, you have to build a system in which your plan B takes care of itself.
Good.
Right? Make it be, I don't know, passive investments, because there's indexes, there's projects that you put a system into, right? There's things that can manage themselves. And in the Buy Back Your Time book, he talks about that. You build a system, company is a system. I'm going to talk about this too. You build your company. Your company has to be like a refrigerator. You don't go to the refrigerator and you move a lever to make it work. No, it works. And every time you open it, there's ice. right? So your company has to be this refrigerator that when every time you open it, it makes money without having you there, because you build a system, right? You build your marketing, you build your sales, you build your team, you build your product, you build your finances, and you build your mentality, and you make it spin by itself like a top. Like you make it spin, and it starts producing. And then you put, and I've been talking about this with Andres too. We put ourselves in a situation where we're looking at this as a piece that we can modify and move and tweak to make its most maximum potential. And then we build another system and build another system. And now our work is taking care of systems because we have people taking care of everything. Yeah.
It reminds me of I went to like an investing conference, and what they were explaining is that people get so stuck in the word invest. Is that being an investor is getting the smartest and the most motivated person, place, or thing working for you.
Yeah.
And that's what stocks are. You might trade that stock, but you have the smartest person. You got whatever Bill Gates and this person working for you because you're a part of that system now that you put yourself in that position. So the goal is to, whether it's your plan A, B, C, or D, is so you don't have to physically be there, is getting the smartest person, place, or thing working for you.
Yeah. I got into one second. I got into stock investment the most silly way with Acorns. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you just buy 50 cents, it starts piling up, and all of a sudden I had 1,500. I was like, what? Can I put 600 a month? Can I put 1,000 a month? Can I put 2,000? What? Whoa. And got to a bigger place. So it turns out like that. Like you're studying to see what grows best. You put your energy, because all the money is just a representation of our energy and value and worth, right? The money we get is just a representation of what we are worth for the community, for environment, right? So once you got enough of that for a period of time, you just put it out in different ways. Energy, time, information, right? Right here, I'm collecting information. I'm planting little seeds of information. And I'm chopping my speech into my self-analyzing, my sharing, my social media, my clients, everyone that listens to me gets that little piece. That's a form of investment, right? So I do my thing, and I do excesses of it, and I make it work on itself, because a video works by itself. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't eat, it doesn't rest. It's on social media, playing and playing and playing endlessly. We've seen that with Andres. We have a video that has reached 160,000 views on TikTok, and it's me talking about Parcheesi. Do you know what Parcheesi is? No. Parcheesi, there's different names for the game. It's basically a game where you have like 4 corners, and you have one color, 4 pieces, and you throw 2 dice. And your main and first task is to throw 2 doubles. I mean, a double. So the same number on both dice, so that you can get out of jail. And then once you're out, you keep throwing dice to go around the board and get to the finish line. Sometimes it happens that you reach someone, or someone reaches you, and it brings you back to jail. And you have to throw that double again. That's life. Sometimes we're racing, and boom, we're back to our starting point. And we try again. We have to do this amazing thing, throw a double, a move, a strategy, an action that takes it out of that stop point. And we go again, right? And we never stop trying so long we have energy, right? What was the point? I forgot.
Action A, how to get to action B. And
Yeah. So that is it. Like, one main objective, and the excesses fill up the options, right? We then look at what we can invest with the time we buy. So we buy time, and then we invest it, redistribute, right? That's how I see it right now. You were going to say something?
I'm talking about Walter, not Uncle. I find that I couldn't just keep one business because my mind functions in multi-layers. So what I find is that there is always a cross process within business. So for me, when I ventured into, I was asked, I was sole source of contract into janitorial services. I just use the same process I use for construction for that to develop that business. And I use the exact same software. When I told the software company I was using that, which I probably should have seen them pay me for it, they are starting to now advertise it for it. Because the same way I kind of give people OSHA 30 regulation, IET safe, I tell my facility maintenance person they need to do the same thing. So having a cost system for businesses, I take costs. So I don't think if I wanted to, like a lot of you are doing a lot of services, I have no idea how easy. I couldn't do that because that's outside of my thinking, but it doesn't fit into like the platform that I create to monitor. Because I do 4 things: I manage, monitor, and within KPIs. Like I don't care what you have to be able to measure what it is, the service level and how it's going to be internally. So for me, that's what I did because I couldn't keep one business because I thought it was boring for one day. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, so just to finish that, basically we grow so much that we need support, in our main avenue. So if, for example, I got to a level where I have 2 cameramen standing on each side, then I would have to build an agency that does video. Yeah, so now I have 10 people that do video, and I could have them as a service, right? So you build upon your main line. You don't make completely different things. You build complementing things, right? Because it reminds me of a video I made before. Because my mother used to say I could be anything. I could be anything. I could do everything. And I bought that. I was like, yes, I can. I can be anything. And I started painting, I started music, I did design, I did photography, I did animation, I did video. I'm a teacher, I'm an English teacher. I do all kinds of stuff. But I cannot do it all at once. Good.
Yeah.
Right? So we do one thing very well so that other things open up, right? That's basically the thing. So yeah, so we get to run the maze, but sometimes we get lost. But we try again, and we find our way to the million, all right? Hand over, it's too long.
There you go.
Finish. And
To the million.
see, test your presentation. So knowledge is our primary objective. We know we beat that ignorance. Action is our next objective because with knowledge and no action, we go in loops, right? We stay stuck. With knowledge and action, we can build a strategy and then patience. Because sometimes we do all these things and nothing is happening until you get to that meeting and you get a call, right? So we are putting ourselves out there like, hey, see me, opportunity, see me, until it sees us, right? And until then, you have to keep on doing, keep holding on, and keep striving forward to it. So don't only read about your obstacles. Take action. What is stopping you right now? Sometimes we don't see it, and that's the most dangerous point. Because we get to a point and we're stuck. And we don't see any way out, like in the maze. Like you're stuck and you're seeing because we can only see forward. We cannot see backwards. And we're seeing a wall and 2 walls. And we don't see any way out. And there's someone standing outside of our situation saying, hey, look that way. Look up. look down, look backwards, look diagonally, right? So let's find a partner, a person, a circle, a person who we can trust, and we can balance out our situation. Like, hey, what do you think? Who am I? What am I doing? What's my obstacle? Hey, Jeffrey, I'm here, right? Hey, circle, hey, guys, I'm in this situation. Once you put it out there, I started doing podcasts in January because I used to do it for other people. And January was when they kicked me out of that project, and I said, no, let's do it for me. So I made 29 episodes of my podcast in Spanish. And I started interviewing business people, business owners, artists, all kinds of people that are in business. And they started telling me, oh, once I was in this situation where I was losing $100,000 and I felt like I was done. I'm like, wait, $100,000? You can lose that much? and they were telling the story of them telling the story to somebody else who laughed in their faces because that was too little.
Sure.
That was too little. $100,000. What? You lost? I've lost 5,000 million. And look at me, right? So I was listening to a story.
Yeah.
That was way worse than I was. And I was like, oh. And it gave me the shivers. I was like, oh, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. I can get out of this, right? So don't just read about your obstacles. Take action and communicate them. Find a circle of trust where you can find your way out. Right?
Of trust. Operated trust.
Exactly. So out of doing this 29 episodes, this was some months ago. This is now, I have 1,170 followers. It's in Spanish. It's a podcast called Negocios al Descubierto, which in English means like business out in the open, like out in the wild.
Discover a business?
What?
And discover business? No.
It's something like that. It's in the idea of that, like discover business.
When is the English version's gonna come?
Well, we have Aprendí Prospera with Andres. It's like learn and prosper. And we are starting to mix it. Now we have Andres talks in Spanish, and our guest talks in English. It's a mixed language situation, but we're getting there. And I have an English version with a fashion designer, where we speak in English. But that's the idea. Make connections, right? Make connections, and if you're willing, we can start a podcast and talk about business. Let's talk about business.
I'm with it.
See, I can talk about this endlessly, right? So about doing this, I got this. 1.3 million. If I didn't do this, if I didn't walk to the door and see who's ringing the bell and I didn't peek out the peephole, I wouldn't find this thing. And this is a free ad. How much would you pay to get a video seen on Facebook ads, anything ads, to get to 1 million views? This is an open ad, which people are seeing, and they are going to your profile, and they're gonna, oh, look, this is interesting. It's gonna be a proportional rate, because let's be serious. Who prefers hamburgers over broccoli? You prefer hamburgers, right?
I like both.
You like both? But if today I give you the choice, broccoli or hamburger.
I would take the hamburger.
So business, accounting, studying, serious stuff, learn, prosper, all this is like the broccoli, right? Dances, bikinis, humor, jokes, pranks, music. It's like a hamburger. So we have to be conscious of that. What range of popularity is my topic in? And how am I going to play with that? Am I in the most interesting, more valuable? Like, yeah, and the rate of attraction. Like, interesting, attraction. Where am I in this chart? Yeah, and that's the proportion you're going to get. And sometimes it crosses. This guy, I have the least faith in.
The most, right?
See how it works?
The name that you put in there, when I saw that, no consume nada.
It goes against, right?
Exactly. That's what I was like, okay, that's why you got that.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm saying, if he doesn't eat anything or whatever it is, and like, how can it
means
God?
he doesn't consume anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
That makes sense.
this guy, the podcast, he's a machine of information about sales. He is in the energy industry.
That's money.
And he is in a little mountain of himself. He doesn't need anyone. He has contacts with Mitsubishi, with Toyota, with all the energy equipment companies.
I did.
And he sells their $100,000 equipment per unit per company. And he has thousands of companies around the world who's buying that. So he's sitting in a corner in Medellin, which is one of the least expensive countries and cities. And he's getting piles and piles and piles of money just by selling something. And he speaks like this because he doesn't need anything. He doesn't need anyone. He is in his own world, in his own universe. He doesn't need to be in a podcast. And he has his own structure and knowledge. And that's how he talks. And when I edited this an hour and 53-minute podcast, I said, I'm not going to even invest into it. I'm just going to put it out as it is. And there's this tool, I'm going to talk about tools. Opus Clip, I don't know if you've heard it on social media. Opus Clip, you take a long video, you put it through Opus Clip, and Opus Clip chops it up into little pieces. It's not perfect, but you can tweak it. I'm into video editing, so I can get into it and tweak it and make it look good. It doesn't have to be 130% perfect. It can be a 90%. It could be 80%. Because once you have 80%, you have 800%, right? And it calls the attention. And it gets to 1 million, right? It was the most viewed podcast in that group compared to other more dynamic ones. And it was the longest. And people stayed watching it all.
Wow.
Compared to the most dynamic ones, where they would watch like 10 seconds. Boom,
Do
zero.
you know how many?
It was
Like on percentage?
in hamburger broccoli rates, it was like 150 views compared to 30, 40, 50. And out of those 150 views, 50 stayed completely to the 100%.
Wow. That's what,
And it kept doing this, right? It kept doing this during the whole night, right? So I'm pushing this ball. This is my snowball. I'm pushing this ball called Negocios al Descubierto, which is my sample project, which I use to show my clients, hey, this is what I do. This is what you can do. And I can teach you, consult you, or do it for you if you want. If not, I'm just going to keep doing this. Right? That's my ball that I'm pushing. I teach about marketing. I talk with people from sales. I talk about many topics, and I'm building it up.
It's interesting that the person that has a 1.3 basically does not fit to the person who has 603.
Exactly.
Who's like, he could be like this powerful salesperson.
Uh-huh.
So it really has nothing to do with both.
Exactly. Oh, and the topic.
The topic, yeah, but that's what I'm
The
saying.
topic.
Depends on what you see.
But beyond what you see, the topic is cell phone chargers.
Yeah.
So his opening question is, if you leave your charger plugged to the wall without your cell phone, does it consume energy or doesn't it?
It does.
Does it or doesn't?
It does.
It does?
No, you got to pull the energy. You got to pull the energy.
Are we gonna fight over this? So it's a controversy that won't harm anyone. And people start commenting. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does because I'm an electrician and I know this and I know that. No, it doesn't because I'm an electrician and I've done the test and it does this and it does that. It becomes a like a debate. Like a debate.
Yeah.
And people
Like to be.
People love the debate.
it becomes a platform of discussion.
So people spend a lot of time reading the comments
Yeah.
more than even reading the main thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
That's what it's the thing is we talk.
Wow. Wow.
Why experts is drunk.
And there's this guy. I don't know if you know him.
Looks familiar.
So we've been pushing this other snowball, AP Business Services, which is in the hamburger broccoli rate, most close to a broccoli, right? And we've been trying to season the broccoli, put some pepper, some cheddar, right? And talk about other topics. We talk about art, music, like turn things into business. How do we talk about business from music, from an artist standpoint? From a community leader standpoint, right? And this was one particular seed where this guy, I don't know if you know him, is talking about Parcheesi, right? And I talk about Parcheesi as compared to life, like I did earlier. So you try and you try and you try, that's life. And you get to an obstacle and you try again. And it got to it's at 168,000 last night. It's going to keep piling up. And people are going to keep watching the profile. And out of the broccoli hamburger race, they'll say, oh, wait, I'm interested in business. I'm interested in accounting. I'm interested in fixing my credit. I'm interested in fixing my accounting. I'll follow. Right?
Yes.
And that keeps building our snowball. Right?
This TikTok?
Yeah.
No.
So what does that mean? How much time do we have, by the way?
Let us sleep in it.
Say we have 30 more minutes.
30 more minutes. Okay, we have to run. So, what does a meme? Do you know what a meme is?
Yeah.
What is it?
I think it's I think it's a picture that it shows an expression or without words or being added to it. So
It's like a common feeling. And you see it, and you, and a bunch of people, I identify, right? So this is me. Then everyone starts their day with a juice because it's super healthy. And there's me having some Coke, and Andres knows about that, right? That's a joke. That's a recurring joke every time I come to his office. Because I come with my Coke. And when I don't come with my Coke, they're like, hey, where's your Coke?
I like water.
And because of that, I have some gallbladder stones. It piles up in your gallbladder. But this guy knew the secret. This guy knows the secret because he has, how many years is that? 150? 148 years.
1800s. One time.
Right? Even those. So that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time of experiences with clients. That's a lot of time of knowing the market. That's a lot of time of tweaking your product and talking to your customer and building this brand that they call today Coca-Cola. This guy, John Pemberton, created this famous drink. There's so many versions of how it started. Yeah. Supposedly it was a cough syrup thing infused with Coke. Cocaine. Yeah. But it's the Coke leaf extract, which by chemicals, mixtures and stuff, they turn into powder. But it was that, and it's indigenous people in South America chew the coca leaves to do an effect similar to coffee, to have endurance to walk the Alps. I don't know if they call it the Alps. The Alps.
Indian region.
The Indian. The Andes region. Okay, so they needed to walk up a mountain, and they needed to not eat much and endure. And they chewed this as we do with coffee, tobacco, and all these endurance enhancing substances. So what is a brand? So a brand, as Eminem says, what is the phrase?
What do you say I am?
Because I am what you say I am. If I wasn't,
Why would I say I am?
exactly, right? A brand is something that compiles over time with experiences, memories, and all this, right? So it's like a gut instinct. Do you like McDonald's?
No.
No. Do you eat McDonald's?
No.
Because sometimes we say, "No, I don't like McDonald's." Oh, McDonald's, and we drive by and we get a coffee and we get a sandwich.
All know what it is.
Or we're driving by. Ooh, French fries.
That's the exception. Especially with the fries.
The McGriddle.
Nah, no.
No McGriddle. No.
Oh, their breakfast used to the fries. Like,
Yeah.
just the French fries. But just
Give me my rice. I stay with my rice.
Okay, yeah. Well, rice for us is like our French fries, right? I gotta keep a pot of rice in my fridge. What should I snack? Cheeto, rice. Now I'm spicing it up. Rice with soy sauce, teriyaki sauce. Wow, you should try it. So a brand is a gut instinct that we have about a product, a service, an organization, because we go, we experience, and we go again, and we experience, and we go again, and we experience, and that becomes a brand, time over time. So it piles up. It isn't what you claim to be. It's really what others think it is. Because it's a mix of expectations, memories, stories, and connections that all come together to shape the customer's choice when picking one product or service instead of another. Burger King, McDonald's. Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's. Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. Why? Cheaper.
Starbucks.
Yeah. So each of us have a preference for home coffee. I love my made-at-home coffee. Only when I'm in a rush, I can't make it. Yeah, because I prefer to sleep longer than to get earlier and make my coffee. So sometimes I say, no, I'm not going to buy coffee because it's $6 at Dunkin' Donuts.
Sure.
And it's like 50 cents at home. So I'm going to make it at night. And I like it cold, so I leave it in the fridge. Right? So I save $5 by taking it at home, and I make it so good. In the Italian little pot, the little metal pot that comes in 2 parts. Oh, it's delicious. And a brand is like a quick way to understand all the feelings and ideas we've gathered about something, right?
So how does these brands continuously provide no value but people still buy them?
Yeah, that exactly.
I need to know how to do that.
Okay.
I grew up in Temptation, so I know coffee, and Starbucks has those rain.
Yeah.
Coffee. Oh, it's not? Think about it. When you go to Starbucks, most of their drinks are mostly sugar, milk.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to have
It's no cost.
Yeah. Well, it's an experience.
And they make most of their money off of their stories. The gift cards that people don't
Oh, yeah. They are not a coffee company anymore, bro. They are a bank.
money off. Yeah. And they get paid.
Because of their apps. If you go on just easier daily points, let me put a couple of dollars in my account. So they have easy, accessible money sitting there that they get on whenever they want.
Exactly. And once you have money for a period of time, you are a financial institution.
And the properties, like where they
The real estate.
The real estate.
Like, did you see the founder with McDonald's? Yes. Beautiful movie.
Love that movie.
Beautiful movie. Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Love that movie.
Beautiful.
But I mean, listen, the main thing one problem with Starbucks, Starbucks is experiential.
Yeah.
Okay, you go there for the atmosphere.
atmosphere.
You go there for the brand.
Yeah.
You walk around with your cup like this, with Starbucks. Okay. So FYI, like an iPhone. Yeah.
They made great cups for drinks.
What do you prefer? Which brand do you prefer?
The thing is, I don't buy their drinks. I love their cup.
Okay.
So.
But is that the one you buy, the
You
longer?
buy the cup, and then you can also get a discount on their drinks.
Okay.
But I buy it because I drink.
Okay.
So I can throw ice in it. If I go to a party, I don't have to worry about getting a red cup. I walk in with this cup, throw some ice in it, so that when I drink, I'm drinking all night. Everyone else can get a red cup, you know, the same thing.
Nice.
Not where my life is. Got a little tongue. I do have my own bottles on my my Facebook market. You can buy my shirts, my keychains,
That's what
my
you should be
magnets.
carrying.
Switch it around.
You
You know what? I'll bring my bottle.
Next time.
I'll bring my bottle.
Yeah. Multi-level marketing has that. They're carrying their logo around. Oh, I'm going to fix myself a drink. And it's so delicious. Look at my face. Blah, 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 blah. Ask me about this. Right?
Corporations do that.
Yeah.
Even the accounting ones.
They do that. They do that. Why do we feel something when we see this? Is it the logo? No. Is it the colors? It's the piled experience. Right? It's a weave of experiences mixed with the colors, mixed with the product, mixed with what you feel, the smell, noise. Everything makes you go towards an option because you prefer this and you prefer that. And then you start making your own choices. Each one behaves that way. What brand of jeans is this? Levi's.
Gillette. Converse. Wendy's.
I don't know what this is. You tell me.
Which the name of the brand becomes the name of the item. As, you know, like that Pampers.
Like a mold.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Like Xerox.
Yeah. Well, like you don't say toothpaste, you say
neither to.
But I don't say cotton swab. I do say Q-tip.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
That's the dollar store when I'm like,
Or Xerox.
That's it.
you don't have a printer, you have a Xerox.
Yeah, but Xerox.
it's Pampers.
Yeah, Pampers.
Yeah.
No one says Pampers.
No matter what you got.
There's a guy I follow. He speaks Spanish. His name is Sandro Menendez. He tells a story where his wife tells him to go and get some Pampers, and he goes to the yeah. He gets to the pharmacy or the drugstore or whatever, and he sees a line that says Huggies. I mean, a sticker on the floor that says Huggies, and it has a line that you follow, and you go like, oh, okay, let's see what the Huggies are. And you get there, and he buys the Huggies, and he gets home, his wife goes like, I asked for Pampers. Because his idea was interrupted by a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Right? And it switches. When I was a kid, my mother would say, go buy milk. And I was like, here is the Coca-Cola.
Early programming.
Ambassador for them.
I'm trying.
That is true.
I have a picture where I'm drinking. I thought I have to put this in my presentation. Oh, I had a note that I wrote on Jeffrey's paper.
Baywatch.
Baywatch taught me something very important about what you were saying, about helping others. Baywatch, in an episode, they showed why you put your victim in front of the danger first. So you jump in the ocean and you're going to help someone. And you're going to hit a beam or a column from the dock. You put your victim in the middle. You protect yourself. Because if you hit the column, who's going to save both of you?
Nobody.
Right? Save yourself first. Right?
Before you got in for
Now I want you to save me.
Yeah, wake up, I'm drowning. So this one,
Netflix hour.
what do you feel? What do you feel?
Excited for it.
Showtime.
It's gonna start. I was waiting for
I felt something. I felt something. What did you feel?
Me?
No.
It's going to be a good evening.
It's going to be a great evening.
I was late in the next second.
Exactly.
I don't watch TV either, but when I hear that sound, I was just telling my daughter, she'll be asleep and she'll hear that sound in the next room, like, oh, somebody's gonna watch something.
Yeah.
Gonna watch something.
I'm seeing that all over social media now. Is that a...
Yeah, now you put the logo, the sound, and it makes you open up your senses and your pupils.
It's a trend now, yeah.
They dilate, and then you receive whatever information they put in.
That's kind of for SMA or something like that. So when they hear that, they know that they have to take the card.
Well, actually, so they are telling their own stories. They're paying script writers. They're paying actors. They are building a whole industry like that. Each time they hit it with putting, and every time you hear about putting, you remember the stories you heard. And it compiles over time, and it becomes more complex.
Oh, cool. I'll throw this show.
This is part of brand.
That's you know what? I don't know how you say it in English. It's onomatopoeia, which is the sound that things make. Britain.
Yeah.
This is the sound that Netflix makes with written in Spanish.
There's something going down there.
The what?
There's something going down.
Yeah, well, you wait and see. You don't know what's going to happen. Because when you fall, you have an opportunity to rise, right?
No, it's because of the founder.
Oh, okay.
It's what they come up.
And there's Disney Plus and there's HBO Max and all these. So they make sure it's a very memorable story so that it is associated with their brand. And every time you see a golden arch in the freeway, you feel what you felt 100 times eating McDonald's, negative or positive. And every time you hear that sound, you feel what you felt 100 times when you watch their series and their movies and whatever. So now their is more compiled experience. That's what we do. Every time we deliver, we try to deliver our best product, our best service. They go with that padan to their houses. And they remember, oh my God, he treated me so well. And he made me feel this, and he made me feel that, and made me remember this, he made me remember that. And then I'm going to meet him again. And he made me feel this, and he made me feel that. And it starts piling up, and we build a brand, a recognizable experience.
If your business feels like it's running on fumes, you might need a tune-up. Your marketing team? They're the headlights, lighting the way and making sure everyone sees you coming. Sales? That's your engine, driving you forward and keeping the wheels turning. And finances? Well, they're your fuel. Without them, you're not going anywhere. Production is like your tires. They keep you grounded and moving smoothly down the road. Your team? They're the chassis, holding everything together, making sure you're sturdy and reliable. And your company's mentality? Think of it as the GPS, guiding your direction and keeping you on track. So next time you're in the driver's seat of your business, remember, a well-oiled machine gets you where you want to go. Keep every part in top shape, and you'll always be in the fast lane to success.
What do you think about that?
That was very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I gave that project 5 minutes to an AI and told, hey, compare company with a car. And he came up with this. 15 seconds.
Wow.
And this is the AI generated agent?
Yeah.
It's called in video.
I have. I think that's the Apple. I guess Apple is the site. So I've been trying to just work with it, but
I see some people on Facebook tell them.
And it has the watermarks because I have the free version.
You tell her.
Once you pay the premium, you get no watermarks.
They are.
This is a quick sketch that I can build into a speech and put it out in a talk or a video. Or I could talk to a camera and say, hey, your company is like a well-oiled machine. And then interact and exchange the images with these background and B-roll images. And now I have a popular video on my hands. Or in a question of 5 minutes.
What app is this?
In video.
It's part of ChatGPT as well, and it's a
Okay, so ChatGPT has so it integrates.
Yeah, it integrated into so now like ChatGPT has integrated with certain
Canva, Kafka, in video too.
They're all in videos in here.
So you pay the monthly subscription to ChatGPT and you get a bunch of piled up apps.
I like to.
Especially when you're started. Especially when you're starting. This is a starting thing. Like this is a jump start. Create content.
Just want to be mindful of the time. We'll have about 15 minutes.
Okay, we're about to finish, I think.
They have questions, I know.
Yeah. Just a quick story. There was have you heard about this? A wood company?
I follow a guy who does this. He makes great. He sells the chips. When he makes them custom look white, he makes the chips and then the lengthwise and sells them to make tables and other stuff like that.
Exactly. So you have a wood producing company. You chop wood, you cut it into planks, you sell the planks, right?
Yeah, that's like that's a lot of overhead. That's 5 in this year.
Danger. I'm like, this
is from Canva, by the way. This whole presentation is made on Canva.
So it's not real.
What?
It's not real.
No, this is real. This is stock footage from Canva.
Yeah.
The videos we just saw before is just an AI putting together stock footage, which is real videos put together by AI.
AI 20 page video.
Yes. Not that stage yet.
No, it's missing a finger.
Yeah, it's
That's what I was like, how was getting everything anxiety.
Oh, it's missing a finger.
Yo.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Okay.
So you cut wood, and what do you get after you cut a lot of wood? Chips and sawdust, right? So you get a lot of this. So one time an engineer said, hey, what do you do with your sawdust and chips? We throw it out.
None.
How many tons are you throwing out a month? Like 10? Why don't we make planks with that? Mix it with glue, compress it, sell more planks. 10 tons of planks. And now we have all these furniture. Lighter, cheaper, waterproof, fireproof, right? They made a whole fire resistance. No, but because they mix it with other chemicals that makes it resistant to fire.
Yeah, it's a
Now water. Yeah, tell it. Yeah.
What?
No water.
I don't know. I don't have a word.
Can we just
That.
So, very quick. So we do advertising.
Water resistance, but not proof for work.
So we do.
Maybe just tiny.
Keep making. I'm not the wood expert. So we do advertising. We do branding. We make it look good, right? We call attention with advertising. We do branding. We make it look a certain way, so that every time they visit us, we look a certain way. We make it feel a certain way. We pitch, right? We sell, we close, and then we run with the money. Don't run with the money. Build a team, right?
Yes.
That's the produce with your team and your tools and everything you gathered with that money you got. You ship, you deliver. And is it done there?
no, they don't look too.
The client unboxes, uses, consumes, right? They review.
Yeah, forward.
You take notes. You analyze those notes. You advertise better. And the cycle continues. and you become the celebrity your business needs. Is that the loop?
I don't know about the celebrity part.
So this is the whole system: marketing, sales, product, team, finance, and mindset.
I'm working.
The worst to build is, I would say, the team. In my case.
Yeah, well, every part of it is a whole thing, because everything has to be perfect. If your car's carburetor doesn't work well, does your car work well? If your battery in your car is broken, will it work well?
So one thing you say, the team has to have different component. It can't be all you because you're the centerpiece, you're the brain. So we just have to say, some people, even though we think they could do more, if they fit that arm, let them be that arm.
Build them.
Building, yes.
Yeah, but sometimes I realize, and that's the part about
If it doesn't work,
No, but you could build somebody, but I know that there are people that reach their maximum. So maybe just leaving them there, as long as they're 100% to what you need them for.
the best they can.
That's the best you can.
The best they can. The best they can. You keep throwing. You keep throwing hits. Why don't you go there? Like giving them options.
Yeah.
Right?
But some people you can.
Giving them options. They take it or they don't.
Yeah.
They take it or they don't. You are the captain of your ship.
I'm rolling. They're rolling.
Right.
Let them roll.
Give them a little review mirror so they know where you're going, and maybe they can tag along. This is the whole communication strategy. So how do you promote your business? There's 4 ways where you can communicate with your clients. Unknown, known. People who know you, people who don't know you. Private, one-to-one, or more than one, public. And those only 4 ways you can communicate with someone. Like, for example, here, I'm talking to a group of people in one chance at one time, right? I'm not talking one-on-one. I'm talking to a group of people. We can do this. We can set up meetings, call attention to people who are interested in certain topics, and then you do that. You talk to more than one known people, right? And we have to take advantage of these 4 ways of communication. So ads is one way to talk to unknown people, more than one, but also content on social media works like that, like the 1,160,000 views. A podcast, webinars where you record yourself and you put it out there and see who bites. And I'm for that. If you have an office, people come to you, people walkers, people that are walking by, oh, look, this is interesting. They go in. That is one way of getting unknown, multiple people to get into your city. Right? If you want to do multiple people that know you, you have followers that watch your podcast or your seminars, or you send out SMS, or you do a lot of social media for your followers, or people who know you visit your office. You send emails, you make calls. We have to make this an ecosystem. Sometimes I hear a lot of businesses say, oh, my best way is word of mouth. Word of mouth is one.
It's one way. One of many.
What about the other 4? All right? So make it your thing to communicate in 4 elements constantly and deliver the best image, experience, product, service that you can deliver, right? And that will spread like a virus. That's why they call it viral, right? They call it viral because it's contagious, because they have an experience that they want to talk about. Then you get home and you can't imagine what I just had, this coffee and this bottle that I bought, right? Or I don't know, the little pastry that I had in West Newark.
On podcasting, is it your suggestion that once the episode comes out, that you as the host are actually communicating with people as they make commentary? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you make your work of art. If you have your work of art, your master project, whatever it is, your service, your product, you deliver, you put up your system, your people, who knows about it? look at your contacts and start dialing. Hey, how are you doing? First of all, I got this idea. Like, start weaving it into your conversation. Make it, like, if you talk to me, I'm like, I'm recording a video. Oh, you mind if I record you? Yeah. I like this conversation. Let's talk. Let me capture this. All right? I become my own presentation card. Right? And I'm building this in my life. Like, I'm talking to my wife. Hey, how did you do today? How many posts did you do? She knows. She knows she has to be ready for camera.
Oh, God goodness.
And she learned how to edit with me. And now she's great at it. She's in Medellin making podcasts for other companies. Because we build our life and make it work the best we can. All right? So take advantage of the 4 ways of creating content. So how do you become relevant? You choose who you're going to target. You choose what you're going to offer to the public. And you choose how you're going to communicate it in those 4 ways, right? This is a lot of information, I know. But you generate traffic with the content you create. You bring them to a place where you can interact with them. Contact only. You get them to a place where you can communicate more intimate, like, what do you think? What do you like? What's your situation? What is your goal? How can I help you? Right? And you make it offer. This is the step and repeat. Like, rinse, how do you say it?
Rinse, wash, rinse, and repeat.
Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yeah.
Constant. Every day. All right? Because you have to talk to these people. Mm-hmm. People who don't know what their problem is, but they have it. People who know what the problem is, but they don't know who can solve it. People who know their problem and
Don't know where to go.
but they don't know who's gonna solve it for them. And people who are ready to pull the trigger, and you're right there solving their problem. Right? I have this pain. Where should I go? Oh, MD is open. I gotta go there. Right? But if you're walking by MD and you don't have any pain, you're like, oh, Dunkin' Donuts. Right? Because depending on your pain, you choose. But you have to be there. You have to be visible to the opportunity, wherever your opportunity hangs out. So you build your brand, you make it your communication system, your brand. This is my brand. You provide value without saying, hey, value, because that only goes so far, repels people, right? And make it your team to interact with your social media. Comment, like, share, like, contribute, build it. Engage with the posts, collaborate with them if they appear in it, like, share, comment, share alternative networks, groups, or platforms. Record commonly asked questions. How many times does your client ask you a question that you answer and it goes away? Every time a question is asked, take note. How many times do you get asked this question? Answer it in a video and have it available for the people who are not willing to ask. And they will ask, but they are not willing to ask. And once you solve that answer, you answer that question, they will be more willing to buy. Oh, they solved my question, but I didn't have the courage to ask them. Now I'm going to buy. Right? And the 4-step closure, which is more in a sales department. Illuminate, like, help your client know what their challenges are. Help them articulate their objective. Like, where do you want to go? 1 million? 10 million? 100 million? Emphasize what the difference is. and establish how you can help them. So you want to get here, you're here, this is the road, this is the map I can take you through. Are you willing to commit? Yes or no? Okay. All right?
Yes.
This is a content strategy that we have developed for different situations. This is what I do with AP Business Services. We do a podcast. We develop a trailer where we create expectation for what you're going to see in the podcast, ideas, concept, strategy, steps. We do testimonials, accolades. Oh no, your marketing team. Oh no, your offices. Oh no, your service. Oh, this is so good. Success narratives. Oh, I did so good with your service. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I love you guys. And content that is more attractive. Like, hey guys, today I had this coffee at this store. It was so good. You can't believe it. You have to try it. Tag, collaborate. Anyone that appears, any brand that appears, brands that have more following, they accept the collaboration, 1 out of 10.
Large.
But if you hit it, you'll get more views. Yeah? This applies to any kind of content. Emails, if you do an email and you mention that you worked with someone, this is the stories that that helped succeed. Oh, they worked with Rivian. They worked with this person. They worked with that. Oh, I'll work with that. Right? So collab with other companies, client engagement. So you have a list of clients. Go and make content with them. Like, be willing to show up. Remix popular business content. So you see something that attracts you, someone that you follow, a role model, a celebrity, whatever. This guy, Denzel Washington, has some beautiful content. He says, a dream with
goal.
What?
Dream without a goal.
Dream with XYZ.
Yeah, a dream with a plan is a goal. A plan with action is a strategy. I don't remember the exact words. I should put it in my presentation. But it's beautiful. And what I did is I translated that into Spanish. So like put a piece of him, a piece of me, a piece of him, 2,000 views. If you do 10 of those, 20,000 views. Right?
How about if you don't want those type of clients and you have very targeted? Should you look for those platforms? Because
yes,
I can advertise where I work because it's secure. I mean, it's a contract.
Hope you don't you get 15.
So I can't like reveal it. Like I can't say what I do exactly with AP Business Services. But what I do is I talk about what I can do without mentioning exactly what involves them. Like in social media, I cannot talk about Dorothy, my 90-year-old lady, because they didn't give me the permission to talk about it, a verbal permission, because there wasn't an NDA, there wasn't anything. I'm just not willing to get into the conflict. So I don't talk about this in social media. Like I record it, but I don't post it. I say like I worked with a 90-year-old lady, and I don't mention her name. Yeah. So make it your value, your main objective. Make it your value, your focus. Not like I have this example at AP Business. We talk about client X. So client X likes to make expenses that are not accepted by the IRS.
So it's an ex-prison.
Yeah, so we mention our experiences without mentioning the involved parties, right? And so you remix content that is popular, and you weave it. We weave your content into it. Carousels, real stories, and make it a system. Make it easy for you. If you don't have the time to set up a camera every time, have it set up. Make it a routine. So every time in the morning, you have to do 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups, 30 push-ups. Set up camera and do your 20 push-ups.
That's too much. That's not.
I have a security camera. This brand called EUFY. I have a security camera placed around my house. And I move around and it sends me a notification to my phone. And I check it out and, oh, it's me. Sometimes I'm doing something funny that I didn't account for. Like once I was in a meeting with my co-workers in Colombia, and I was flipping an egg. And half the egg fell off the pan. And my security camera caught it. And that was funny.
Great content.
And I posted it online. I had a 2-camera shot of that same situation.
Yeah, that's too much.
You don't have, but exactly
100%.
how far are you willing to go?
Yeah, not that far.
How far is too far?
I can get where close up. It's 12:30.
Okay,
No close up.
so just this.
That's a far end.
By rinsing and repeating, we create avatars, the types of clients we do, common issues among them, solutions that we develop, distinctive procedures that we create. That is our main value. That is something that we put into information to do consulting, seminars, webinars, and all these things that make it valuable for ourselves. You can be the starter, self-made ideas, creator, and pro, which involves all this. My husband. The tools I use, if you, I can send this over email if you want to take notes of this.
Yes,
Or you just become the celebrity your business needs.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Give a hand, guys. Real quick. First of all, everybody, all this applies in many ways, but one of the main things I want to apply to is your growth plan. Your growth plan is not just your business tool, it's your marketing tool. So take all this into context, share with each other, best practices and everything. Also, note that you have a situation with session 10 has 2 articles. Why entrepreneurs don't scale, and first break all rules. Excellent articles. Please read them before our next session. And then last but not least, let's give Andreas a good hand. Thank you. Real quick, what's my ahas we have? Give me 2, 3 ahas. What ahas? Yes.
One thing I got that he didn't speak about, but he indirectly spoke about, consistency. It seems like with everything he was talking about, he was consistently doing it. It's like watch, like I said, watch, watch, repeat. But he didn't say it, but he said it indirectly with everything he put together.
Excellent. Anybody else?
Create where there's nothing.
Okay.
Marketing is who you are.
There you go. Be authentic. Look at the mastery videos I sent in your text. And also, last but not least, I need for your reviews of each sessions, including this. Okay? That's our metrics. All right, guys. Take care. Thank you. All right.
Nice meeting you.
You too.
You were great. You were great. Everybody. I already put it on here.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
I'll come and snatch.
Of course.
Exactly what you told me.
Yeah.